South Insurance Forum. Today I'm talking to Tumelo Kepa, a very well-respected gentleman in the Lesotho market, and I'm sure most of us will benefit immensely from his experience. Tumelo Kepa, welcome.
Tate Simba, nice to speak to you. It's been a long time coming, huh?
It's been a long time coming. Thank you so much. And we had a chat recently when I visited Lesotho. There are a lot of developments there, but obviously the first thing that our viewers want to know is, how did you join the insurance industry? What inspired you or what attracted you to the industry? And how do you think you have fared so far in the career?
Okay, that's a very nice one. Yeah. In fact, it's quite surprising to me that as I speak now, I would say that I have more than 3 decades in the industry, because I joined the insurance industry in 1989. That's when I finished my tertiary education. Had a stint working for the government for about 2 months. And then when I was there, as it happened, my company, which was the Lesotho National Insurance Company, then as it was known, was looking for an aspiring young person with a legal background to join them. And then somebody happened to know where I was. They just came, told me, and that's how I came into the industry. And then I was just giving an interview, and I've been there ever since.
Interesting. And now 30 years is pretty much older than most of our viewers here, most of the guys who are following us here. How would you explain to them how things were back then and how much things have changed now?
In fact, things have changed a lot. When I joined back then, our market here, when we looked at short-term insurance in particular, it was only our company, the Lesotho National Insurance Group, which was in existence then. It was a joint venture between the government of Lesotho and the St. Paul UK, who were providing management services and other technical services. Other than that, we had Metropolitan in the long-term industry, and it was being controlled from South Africa back then. That's how I found the industry. We're enjoying a monopoly.
It was very easy to get a job then, as opposed to now. There are so many companies, but the youth are struggling to get employment.
That is very true, because, for example, when I finished my LLB in 1989, the local people were done that were only about 6, and all of us got employed immediately by the government. But now the situation is vastly different, where you have literally hundreds of graduates each year, and getting a job is quite a challenge.
How would you motivate anyone who is currently in college, in school, or the youngsters who are just joining the industry? How would you motivate them to say you can still run your 30 years in the industry and be happy and successful like yourself?
What I have to say to them is that insurance is a very rewarding career. You never get bored there. There's so much variety in terms of things that you will do, and the growth prospects when you are doing your things in the right way are just quite immense.
Yes.
And also you can do a lot of groundbreaking research into what is needed in the industry, because there's still a lot of fertile ground for that. That is what I have experienced over the years. I never got bored, because there was always something new to look forward to. Despite the 30 years that I spent, I'm still learning even today. So I believe it is a very good career choice for anyone.
Yeah, but I should say, I mean, you look after yourself quite well, because if you had to say to someone, I've got 30 years in the industry, it's quite unbelievable.
In fact, I have encountered such display when I talk to a lot of people.
Yeah.
they don't think that is true. I said, oh yeah, actually it is. Maybe I'm well preserved at good genes, I don't know.
So now we have had conversations before when I came to Lesotho, and part of what I've been doing over time is conducting market training on insurance and reinsurance. And I understand you also have initiatives or programs that you have been running in Lesotho. Would you give us a glimpse into that? What have you been doing, and how successful has been those programs?
Yeah, in Lesotho, it is true to say that most of our insurance knowledge is passed on as part of job training, because most of our new entrants to the market, they will find that they have no prior education on that. Despite the fact that some in tertiary, maybe when you are doing law, you might have come across insurance law, but not insurance proper in the sense that we are talking about right now. So most people get it when they put a foot into the company, and then we start training them. The first one, like I said, is on-the-job training, and then, of course, we have this formal insurance training programs through the Insurance Institute of South Africa. And I can tell you right now that there are initiatives of which I am a part to try to domesticate some of those programs, starting with the COP, for example, to do it in such a manner that it has got a lot of local content and relevance. Other than that, our regulator, the Central Bank of Lesotho, I'm a member of the Education Training Steering Committee. We try to disseminate insurance knowledge. Things like the Money Week, it's a platform. And then we go out there to meet kids in schools and the general public. And also personally, I appear in some media platforms, particularly in connection with the MVA, that is a motor vehicle insurance claims. And then there's a campaign to educate the public about that. And I've been doing it for many years right now, and quite regularly. So that is one of the things that we are doing. Other than that, we have this aspiring young people who usually come to the company here, and you find that maybe they are writing dissertations or some other such research papers. They want to know more about insurance. We give them the time, we try to explain what the whole thing is all about, how they should go, the prospects, what we have to do to be in the industry. That has also been very helpful, because you would find that before they came here, they have had a very convoluted view of what insurance is all about. Yes. People believe that it is one of the most dishonest businesses around, that run by crooks or something of that kind. Then you will find that you are against such perceptions. You make people understand that is not how it is. That rather it is a very clean industry, run along very sound principles, how you make money from it, or how you sustain it as an industry, that you are using all the best practices that could be there. And then they begin to appreciate what it is all about. And it has been an eye-opener, and I've really liked seeing that myself.
Yeah, just to go back a bit onto the program that you do on national TV or national media, my understanding is it is more geared on educating clients about claims and all that. And I want to believe that it has got more to do with customer education and treating customers fairly. Maybe you can just, expand on that, how exactly you approach it and what is the rationale behind the whole program.
This program really, like I said, is more geared towards education insofar as the MVA is concerned. The MVA in this context, it is this RA type claims, third-party claims, where people get injured or killed by motor vehicles on our roads.
Yes.
Since everybody's covered by that legislation, but most people are not aware of their rights insofar as that is concerned. And there's a lot of interest in that. And then we get called often to provide education on that. Obviously, in the course of that, we also touch on other aspects of insurance. What is this thing about insurance? What is happening, including customer service, how to deal with clients. And then it will also be a phone-in program where any member of the public will ask. Some of them will even be relating their experiences with insurance, and then you will try to put the record straight and say, this is how it's supposed to work, and if it doesn't work that way, what you should do, i.e. you are also making the public aware of the rights that they have. And also that insurance is a noble business, to put it in that context.
I should say that is an amazing initiative, and definitely you are doing quite a good thing, if I can put it that way, for the market. And to come to that, you obviously, as an experienced individual, experienced professional in the market, you also have some innovations, some changes, some ideas that you would wish if they were introduced in the market, or maybe at company level, or at even at continent level. We are talking about integration of markets now. What are some of the things that you would wish they were introduced on the ground?
What we did here in Lesotho, because when I first joined the industry, it was like really we were starting from scratch. There was really nothing out there. We didn't even have market bodies, like bodies that would represent insurers or brokers. But over the years, we have been able to come up and set up such bodies. For starters, things back then were very manual. We tried to go into the digital age. That is what we are really pursuing. Even now, we are trying to make sure that we use the latest technology to deliver. Yes. That is one of the things that we are really doing. Also, we are looking at introducing new products. For example, we've been talking about agricultural insurance, whether in the context of crops, animals. It is something that is close to our hearts, but at first we did not want to venture into it, because essentially what we had in Lesotho here was subsistence agriculture. And then even the methods that were applied, I think they were below par at the time. Now we are encouraging people to look at agriculture in a certain way, that it is an industry in itself, where people should try to make sure that they do it properly, they keep proper books of accounts, they treat it as a business, and then we will come there and provide the necessary protection. Also, alongside that is the idea that we have to come up with micro insurance products for the most humble people in our society, because we do have those. And we have to come up with products that are tailor-made for them. Also, we have learned, even from afar, of the best practices in insurance or other developments, i.e. how can we make our intermediaries more productive? It is something that we have been grappling with for a long time. How can we empower them? Should we have systems that interface with theirs? That is where we are going. We are all looking at that, not just an intermediary in the traditional sense. Yes, and we are also trying to develop the legal infrastructure and regulations around the whole industry to make sure that each role player do what they are supposed to do, and that at the same time, central to everything that we do is that the policyholder is protected and that the industry itself has a good reputation. That is what we are trying to do. And also we are making sure that we innovate by bringing new products that are relevant to the market, and also those that are affordable. And we also go in tandem with changing market needs. That is what we are doing. And also on top of all that, since we are a very small market, the competition is quite intense at the moment. But we will try to make sure that we still conduct our business ethically and with integrity, that we don't adopt uncough practices to gain business, that all the players play squarely for the benefit of the client and the respectability of the industry as a whole. So that's where we are. And also right now we are trying to come up with new ways of educating people across the board about all these things. And also we are trying to find commonalities between insurance and things like consumer rights, and also the place of insurance in the entire economy, that people should also understand that. And I think that we have made a lot of traction in that regard.
Thank you very much. And I was going to come to your last point on the role of insurance, or the place of insurance in economic development. Do you think that the Lesotho market appreciates the role that insurers play? And if we are not there yet, what do you think should be done either by government or by the industry to make sure that there's full appreciation of the insurance mechanism in the economy?
Yeah, we have come a long way in that regard. First, there was a complete distrust of insurance as an industry. And I believe that it was well earned, that perception, because in the early days of insurance in the country, which was live then, the things that the agents were doing were really bad enough. That's what people had as an experience of insurance. So they were very skeptical. So it means we had to start by changing such perceptions. When we had the industry growing and other players coming into it, i.e., we had to prove to the public that we are a legitimate business, and a business that has the interests of the country at heart and everyone else, a contributor to the national economy. And you have to show how you were going to do that, not simply by siphoning premiums. You made people appreciate that whatever they are doing, the possessions that they have, the wealth that they have, needs to be preserved, and that the only mechanism to do that, or one of the most important at least, is insurance. You have to pass some of the risks to someone who knows how to deal with those things, so that in times of need, you are able to bounce back from disaster or anything that could happen, your personal possessions, to enable you to continue pursuing your own careers or businesses. So we had to make people see that through educating them, through going to the media, like I said, this is insurance, this is what it is supposed to do. And I'm glad that yes, it seems that they are hearing us, which was not what was happening before. And I think we have been doing a great job of that, and can only get better.
Thank you very much. I think this has been a very informative discussion, and as I expected, most of our viewers definitely have got a lot to learn from you in terms of how you have executed some of the programs, be it customer education, be it training of the youngsters, be it development of the legal framework and the industry structures in your market. And I can say from where I'm standing, you have had a hand in most of those programs in the market. Thank you. Thank you so much for the profound wisdom.
Thanks, and thanks to our viewers for listening to us patiently.